beef demands nearly 2,500 gallons of water. In stark contrast, a pound of soya requires 250 and a pound of wheat only 25 gallons. That is the level of efficiency of a food chain using vegetarian food chain. Agricultural land. Can we optimally use land for our thing? Currently 70% of the agricultural land worldwide is utilized for livestock production, meaning including meat. Only 2/3 of this land is devoted to growing feed for animal rather. Rest of them are for the rearing the animal itself. Imagine the entire thing, other one, only over 2/3 of this land is devoted for growing feed. So the entire land can be used much better if the vegetarian supply chain and the food chain is used. Fossil fuel efficiency. How do we fare? Today everybody talks about the Western, the crisis of the war. We are all talking about fossil fuel and energy. Beef protein requires 78 calories, whereas soy protein requires 1 calorie. Hunger-free world. How do we save and feed everybody? Consuming grains directly protects the environment and vastly improves global food supply efficiency. For example, 70% of the antibiotics produced in US is not used by human beings. It's used for animals. Animals are nothing but a broker in our food chain. Rather than getting it directly from the sun, the plant is taking the energy from the sun, and then the animals eat the plant and the animal live, and then they cut the animal. And is it a good way of doing it? No. Soybeans and legumes consider critical topsoil. Even some of the agricultural practices that we for the food chain of vegetarian actually conserve critical topsoil. Currently, US farm animals alone could feed, that is, the grain which is used for the animals could actually feed 840 million people. 84 crore people can be fed with that food itself. But we are talking about starvation in Africa. Finally, what is the ethical way? All of us know our own ethical way of doing things. But all these famous people, what they have told, all of them are Westerners. This is Einstein, all of you know that. Vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on our nature. If the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of mankind. This is the words of none other than Albert Einstein. George Bernard Shaw, the usual way of talking, he says, animals are my friends, I don't eat my friends. Simple. Leo Tolstoy, he was a vegetarian, a very famous vegetarian. Man can live unhealthy without killing animals for food. Therefore, if he eats meat, he participates in taking animal life merely for the sake of his appetite. So there are so many famous people who have talked about vegetarianism. So let's move. Let's join the movement of vegetarianism. Let us make the world much greener and happier. Thank you very much.